Why, hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. I'm Corny Swiss, and today I'm driving around the T-80 in simulator mode. And I'm using this game as more of a backdrop for discussing this map, Jungle, as a whole. Um, I've been thinking about, and you can tell me your opinion about this idea in the comments section if you want to. I've been thinking about, I do a lot of tank reviews, and I do a lot of games where I show games where maybe I played well or I played badly or something like that, or a tank review where I talk about a specific tank and really kind of dig into it and why, and give you an opinion about it and try and be as unbiased as possible. Um, I wanted to talk in this game kind of about this map in general, Jungle, because that's something I don't think I haven't done reviews on, are the maps. I haven't maybe given tips and tricks or things that I've found successful in the past on a given map. So I thought I'd start. I thought I'd talk for a fair amount this video about this map. When I first started playing in the beta, I didn't really like Jungle, and the reason was because the amount of concealment. There was just so many bushes and whatever, and it just wasn't a fun map because of how chaotic things felt. But then again, I understand why it was designed the way it was. The goal was to get people to stop camping, I think, or to at least have one map where camping was almost impossible because there's just no visibility. You can't sit a kilometer away and shoot at a target because there's so many bushes in the way. Things like that. And the hill I drove by, and I was initially shooting that stug on. I'm actually going to take a pause here and tell you, after I kill this guy, I accidentally knocked the T-50 off the bridge. Total accident. I started backing up. I didn't look behind me before I did. Didn't see him. He ran into me and he fell off. I apologized in chat, and actually I felt really bad, so I sent a message to him after the game to let him know that I was sorry, and I didn't mean to knock him off the bridge. But, he has 2 spawns, so it's not the end of the world. And there goes another stug, so. But that hill we drove by in the beginning, where the A capture point usually is on maybe domination or even single cap, in my opinion, for this map, I think that is a critical bit of real estate to control. Why do I say that? From my experience, usually if you can control that particular bit of real estate, you can win the game because of how commanding, I guess, the view is from there. If you can sit on top of the hill there and not get sniped out, you have a fairly commanding view of the entire, about 2/3 of the map, except down by the beach. You only have limited sight lines there. But my issue with the beach side of the map is the amount of cover and concealment is just not there. However, it is a very important part of the map, but I don't know. I would argue the hill is more important part of the map because just because it's close to both spawns, whereas the beach is kind of in the northern spawns are farther apart, the southern spawns are closer. The reason I think that's important is because if you can control the hill, you can more effectively eliminate one entire spawn of the enemy. If they spawn there, they'll die. And you kind of see that in this game. We basically ran roughshod over the southern part of the map, and and we killed them in their spawn. That's part of the reason why I want to show this clip. Not only was it a fun game, but it was also kind of demonstrated what I've noticed on this map is that a lot of times the team that owns the southern cap zone, the A hill I call it, more often than not basically eliminates one spawn completely from the enemy team. What does this do? If the enemy are too scared to spawn in their southern spawn, they're all going to spawn the northern spawn, which, yeah, it's perfectly logical. That's what I would do too. However, the run-up from the northern spawn to the cap zone, for example, is rather open. I would venture to say that the eastern team, the blue team in this case, has a easier time getting to their cap circle because of the amount of concealment. Whereas on this side, yes, there's concealment, but it's less, in my opinion. Now, that's not saying that you won't get spotted when you're running through the bushes, but just in my experience, it seems like this Western team, once they lose the Southern spawn, the game's basically over because you just can't get to the fight anymore. But to that token, there's also that hill I'm looking at right now with the little bunker on top. That's a fairly important position because it can control the third of the map that you can't from the hill I was talking about previously. However, my issue with that hill is from the back side, from the side we're on, there's not that much concealment or cover. Whereas from the other side, there is actually a fair amount. So I guess that hill is more designed for the southern team to sort of rush, I think, and take control, and then use it as sort of a firing platform to attack the cap. However, in practice, most people, we end up all fighting over the southern hill and using those southern roads to flank, and the northern part of the map is kind of left to its own devices. AI just shoot each other all day long. So yeah. So I guess the net of me talking about this map is I think the things I've always found successful on this map is to take control of the southern part of the map, and then with that you can attack north very effectively because you can use those southern roads to flank both their spawn and then basically eliminate one spawn from being useful, and at that point they're forced to spawn farther away, and it gives you a time to set up shop and just rain fire on them. Yeah, and the eastern spawn, I just feel like there's more cover over there. I always feel safer on that side of the map, I guess. Like this guy has barely left his spawn and I'm already shooting him. His spawn is right back there behind him, and I'm just shooting him from basically the cap. So yeah. Whereas I think on the eastern spawn, if you're in the cap, you're in like a ditch, but you're in a ditch with lines of fire from either spawns and decent cover because of like hills and stuff like that. And both spawns are kind of like that. There are little hills, so I guess the moral of the story is I think the eastern team has an advantage on this map. But anyway, it's kind of a prelude. I think I'm going to start doing sort of, I guess you'd call them map reviews, where I'm going to take a third-person fly around of the maps and kind of highlight points of contention and maybe interesting zones that have a lot of tactical value to them, like whether you can flank with them or people generally are here even though and why they're generally there, even if it's not a great reason. But yeah. So let me know what you think about that. I'd love to hear some opinions, and if y'all want to see that happen. If you don't, then that's fine. I will not feel sad. But wanted to throw it out there as an idea. So yeah, thanks for watching. I've been Corny Swiss, and I will see you next time.